64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Hello, I'm Lucy. I live at 64 Zoo Lane and I have some very special neighbours. Look!
There's one with a hump and one who can jump and one who is, well, a little bit plump.
64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Some like it hot and some like it chilly and some like it both ways, and that's a bit silly.
64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Some are friendly, some are scary, but one thing is sure, not one is ordinary.
64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Some are sporty, some are stripy, they're prickly and woolly and furry and slimy. Some are quite big and some are very small, and the last one's Georgina, who's incredibly tall.
64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Bedtime, Lucy.
OK, Mum.
The story of Eddie's big adventure.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lucy.
We were just talking about you.
Oh, why?
We were wondering whether you're fed up with listening to our stories.
Of course I'm not. I always look forward to them.
Told you so.
And I can't wait to hear the next one.
Does anyone here have a story for this young lady?
Me.
Oh, me, please! Oh, please, me!
Everyone seems to have a story today. You'll have to choose. What sort of story do you want?
A story with adventure.
That's me out.
And with funny bits in it.
Mine's a bit serious.
And I'd like a story that takes place in... Africa.
Oh, I think I have a story that's just right.
Yeah!
It was a beautiful summer's day. But Molly the hippo was feeling worried.
Where, oh, where can he be? You've been walking up and down for ages, Molly. Is anything the matter, dear? I hope not. I do hope not. I'm waiting for my young nephew, Eddie, and he's late. I do hope he's not lost. He's very small, you see. Too young to be out on his own. I'm sure he'll be fine. But if it helps, I'll keep an eye open too. Oh, would you? That would be great, Audrey. Oh, Eddie, where are you?
Eddie was having a great time.
Ouch!
Audrey guessed straight away that the young hippo was Molly's nephew, Eddie.
You mustn't slide down snakes, dear. They're dangerous. I'd better take you to your Auntie Molly. Follow me, Eddie Hippo.
But when Audrey looked down, Eddie had vanished.
Here we go. Stop!
What?
I said stop!
Ronald tried to stop as quickly as he could.
You mustn't play near boulders. They're dangerous.
Yes, Ronald is right. It might look like fun, but you mustn't play here because boulders are dangerous.
Where's he gone?
Eddie was off exploring again. Meanwhile, Molly was getting more and more worried. Nelson the elephant had offered to help her search for Eddie.
Aha, gotcha. Hiding, were you? Naughty little hippo. Whoops, sorry, Alan.
Do I look like a hippo? Now, if you don't mind, I've got an important appointment with some termites.
Eddie! Eddie!
Thanks, man.
We've been trapped down there for ages.
Yeah, you get fed up with playing dominoes after a day or two.
It's so boring.
I wasn't bored. I love dominoes. Anyone for another game?
Not
us.
us.
Nelson? Molly? Oh, well, maybe Alan the Aardvark will play a game with me.
Nelson and Molly searched on. Nelson had heard something in the treetops. He decided to give the tree a little shake. And then another quick shake.
One last go. Oops, that was close.
Oh, Eddie.
Now look here, young hippo. You mustn't play in trees. It's dangerous. You'll have to keep an eye on these youngsters, Molly. You can't let them wander off willy-nilly. It really is too dangerous. If I were you, I wouldn't let young Eddie here out of your sight. Uh-oh. I don't believe it.
Not again.
Eddie had wandered off once more. Victor saw Eddie was in trouble, but didn't know what to do.
I'm a nasty croc. I can't go around rescuing baby hippos. I suppose as long as no one's looking.
Victor swam into action. The river was flowing very quickly, but crocodiles don't get scared easily.
Don't worry, child. Hop on my tail. Ouch! Ow! Ow! Ouch! Ouch!
Hooray!
Hooray! Oh, no.
Victor, you're a hero.
Well done, old boy.
You won't mention this to anyone, will you? It was nothing. Oh, well, I think I better be going. Bye. Babies, rescues. Sad.
Well, Eddie, I hope you've learned your lesson. You mustn't ever play near waterfalls because
It's dangerous. He spoke. Little Eddie just spoke his first words.
we're so glad to see you safe and sound.
But please don't ever go off again. I think you've had enough adventures for one day, don't you?
Nelson had built a little playground for Eddie, somewhere where he could climb and swing, safe and sound, beneath Molly's watchful eye.
We've got a swing at school.
Well, I hope you're careful, Lucy. Swings can be very
Dangerous.
Well, they can be, you know.
I know, and I'm glad I've got you all to look after me.
And to tell you when it's time for bed.
It can't be that time already.
I'm afraid so.
Sleep tight, Lucy, and come and see us again soon.
I will. Good night.
Night, Lucy.
64, 64, 64
Hello, I'm Lucy. I live at 64 Zoo Lane, and I have some very special neighbours. Look!
There's one with a hump, and one who can jump, and one who is, well, a little bit plump. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. Some like it hot, and some like it chilly, and some like it both ways, and that's a bit silly. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. Some are friendly, some are scary, but one thing is sure, not one is ordinary. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. Some are sporty, some are stripy, they're prickly and woolly and furry and slimy. Some are quite big and some are very small, and the last one's Georgina, who's incredibly tall. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane. 64, 64, 64 Zoo Lane.
Bedtime, Lucy.
OK, Mum.
The story of Esmeralda the snake.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lucy.
Oh. Why have Giggles and Tickles turned their backs on one another?
They're not talking.
But that's silly. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So you are talking.
We're talking to you, but I'm not talking to him.
And I'm not talking to it.
Why not?
Giggles wants to tell the story, and it's my turn.
Will you please tell Banana Face it's not his turn?
Giggles says it's not.
Will you please tell Mr. Clevertail that it is my turn?
Wait! I'm not going to listen to your shouting anymore. It's not Giggles' turn to tell a story.
Ha!
And it's not Tickles' turn to tell a story either.
Ah!
It's time for both of you to tell me a story.
Both of us? This is the story of Esmeralda the snake. Esmeralda the snake lived in a burrow in a sandy hill where the desert meets the jungle.
Esmeralda was very house-proud. She was always tidying up.
On the other side of the jungle, in another burrow, lived Herbert the warthog.
Herbert was not so tidy.
One day, the big rains came to the savannah. It rained and rained and rained. By the time the rain stopped, Herbert's home was flooded. Oh. I'll have to go and stay with a friend.
warthog?
Ah, Giggles, Tickles, I was looking for you. You see, my house has been flooded and I've got nowhere to stay. Could I,
Of course you can! You can stay with us as long as you like.
Just climb up and make yourself comfortable.
It was then that Herbert discovered something.
I'm scared of heights.
Oh. Herbert couldn't stay with us, so he kept on looking for somewhere to go.
It looks like I'll have to get used to being homeless.
Well, hello, Herbert.
Oh, hello, Esmeralda. That's a nice burrow you've got there.
Yes, I'm lucky. It's warm and dry. We've had such a lot of rain lately.
Tell me about it. My home has been washed away and I've nowhere to stay.
Why, that's awful. Why don't you stay with me?
Thanks. I'll move in right away.
Oh, good. Oh!
Is something wrong?
No, make yourself at home.
Esmeralda was already regretting offering Herbert a place to live, so she decided to go over a few house rules.
Most importantly, you mustn't touch my collection of neat things.
I wouldn't dream of it. I'll just fetch a few essentials.
Herbert!
Oh, Esmeralda, don't be such an old fusspot. Sit down and relax, and I'll play you a nice tune. Oh, don't you like my music? Oh, sorry. I'll go and find some lunch.
Herbert wanted to please Esmeralda so much that he went looking for a special warthog treat.
That's better. All neat and tidy again.
Esmeralda, I'm back, and I've brought you a treat.
Oh, Herbert, how kind. What is it?
You've got to guess.
Oh, is it a juicy fruit?
No.
Is it a twig burger with double fries?
No.
A yum-yum pie?
No, it's a watermelon. Oh dear, I forgot.
Thanks for the lunch, Mr. Clumsy.
Don't call me clumsy, you ungrateful wiggly worm.
Who are you calling a wiggly worm? My lovely house is in a mess, and what are you going to do about it, pimple nose?
I got you a big juicy watermelon for lunch. I thought you'd be pleased. Where is my watermelon, Miss Sausage?
I've eaten it. So there.
That's not fair. It was for both of us. I'm not staying here to be insulted.
Good. And take your musical rocks with you.
Ow!
Esmeralda went to sleep. She didn't hear the big sandstorm blowing in from the desert. It blew and blew, blew, until it blew away Esmeralda's home.
Now Esmeralda was homeless too.
What are you doing here?
The big wind blew away my home.
I was just thinking about how much I missed you.
I missed you too. I'm sorry.
Me too.
No, we're both homeless.
Then Alan the aardvark had a good idea.
Leave it to me. You mustn't be sad anymore. But we've had a big row.
And we're homeless.
We're allowed to be sad. Not anymore. Follow me.
Gracious!
Ronald had made them a new home with 3 rooms. One for Esmeralda's neat things.
One for Herbert's messy things.
And one that was half neat and half messy, where they could have fun together and invite lots of friends.
And so Herbert the Warthog and Esmeralda the Snake lived happily ever after. The end.
Thank you both for such a lovely story.
Good night.